Hello guys, so here we are back with a new YouTube video. Today I'm just going to talk about some items that came in the shop recently. Not particular items that we bought at the show or anywhere, but just small collections that I bought here and there in Europe. Sometimes people call me, I have items for sale, so I take my car and I drive there. There's some pieces here I bought in France last week, and some pieces I bought on the seashore in Belgium. And from all other places, people sometimes ship stuff here. So I've collected a little bit of the main things, and I will talk you through a little bit of them. So here in front of me already is a standard Luftwaffe officer sword. It is an early sword. The early swords are made from nickel silver. So later on, the pieces were made in aluminum. Of course, these early swords in this high quality nickel silver material are the more desirable ones, especially because it's still complete with the leather hanger. The leather hanger is sewn on it, so once it's missing, actually it's impossible to replace it without restitching, of course, the leather. It's always important to open the sword fully, because you can see the point is still intact. As sometimes with these swords you will see the point is damaged. In this case it's still present. It's maker marked here by SMF Solingen, one of the main constructors of these swords. And always be notice that this little leather tab here should be present as well. It's very important. I'll just put it back in the scabbard first. Of course, the more interesting part of this sword is on the reverse. It is named to Cool. Now, who is this guy Cool? This is, of course, the nice part. These are some documents I've printed off the internet. Cool was an Oberst, so it's a colonel in English terms, of the German Air Force, and as you can see here, he was in a Knight's Cross wear with oak leaves. Also has the German cross. I was awarded the German cross. So it's a super nice sword named to a high-ranking German officer. It's a quite nice piece. Okay, let's continue. What do I have here in my box? So here we have unissued M43 Luftwaffe summer tunic. These tunics were mostly issued by field divisions, also anti-aircraft troops, flak troops, and even some Fallschirmjäger units as well. This example has not been issued. It's perfect condition, and it's a Luftwaffe model. How can we see it's a Luftwaffe model? If you look at the pockets, you have these cut corners here. These cut corners, and that is actually typical for the Luftwaffe issued pieces. A normal army one would have straight pockets. Of course, a Luftwaffe one has an eagle attached to it. In this case, it's the original eagle. It's made in the same material as the jacket, also in HBT herringbone twill, and it's original applied on the tunic. How can we tell it's original applied? It's been stitched with the same kind of thread as the rest of the tunic. And if we turn it around on the other side, you will see as well the thread here has the same color, and there are no other visible holes of a previous eagle being there. You will see it's complete with all the buttons inside, never issued, and it has a minimalistic silk liner, and these are always marked as well, of course. The manufacturer is here. This is the RBN number. As you might know, in 1943 they changed it into this coding system, the RBN numbers, instead of putting a factory on there. And then here we have the size markings of the jacket. It's a 69 chest, which is pretty large and very good for a mannequin. And then just above, you will find this in all Luftwaffe clothing. It has an LBA stamp. LBA is Luftwaffe Bekleidungsamt, which is an acceptance stamp for the Luftwaffe, and it's dated 1944. So a beautiful unissued field division summer jacket. Moving on. This is a piece that was consigned to us just yesterday. The experts will already know what's inside the box. Of course, it's a beautiful German cross in gold in the original etui or box. You will see the box has a gold border around it, which is of course a box for the German cross in gold. If this box would have a silver border, it's a box for the German cross in silver. Just for your information, a German cross in silver is 10 times rarer than a German cross in gold, but still the German cross in gold remains one of a very iconic medal of the German army, and in this case it's a very nice piece, light worn. What you always have to be careful on for these crosses, that the enamel of the swastika is intact, so there's no chipping or cracks or whatever, because it's a very vulnerable piece. But in this case it's a superb piece. I will just try to get it out. And then we have the back here. You will see a little bit of light wear, but the silver frosting mainly remains intact. If we open the pin a little bit, you can see here the manufacturing stamp as well, which says 134, and this is the manufacturer Otto Klein in Germany who made these crosses. So a beautiful piece. And just maybe on the front, something I like to point out. So the red you will see is gray, but from where the gray will worn off, and you will see the brass peeking through. So that's how you can already tell if the cross has been heavily worn or not heavily worn. In this case, it's only a little bit of peeking through of the brass underlayer. So the cross has been minimalistically worn, in my opinion. There you go, back in the box. Another consigned piece we have here is the first timer for me. It's an NSKK helmet. So we have the NSKK decal on the side here. Unfortunately, as you can see, the decal has been heavily damaged. Swastika is partially gone, and also the NSKK banner is also not visible anymore. The other side has a tricolor shield, which is still a mystery to me, but it looks to be on there for a very long time. And the helmet itself shows a blue underlayer, and this would be a Luftwaffe, used to be a Luftwaffe helmet that has been reissued for NSKK, so painted green, and had new decals placed on the sides for the NSKK use, which would be typical because these helmets were not factory produced; they were just in smaller amounts reissued. The green paint is also on the inside, but if you look in the dome, the dome still has the blue inside from the Luftwaffe helmet. It's complete with chin strap, maker mark chin strap as well. It's a beautiful and ultra rare helmet. It's the first time, like I said, for me that I own such a NSKK helmet. Here we have another Luftwaffe double decal helmet. Nothing very special, but in this case, this helmet was, in my opinion, overpainted during the war in 1940, 1941 to cover the decals, because it was commanded as such. What you will see on this helmet is a typical feature some helmets have. Back in the 70s, people liked to erase the paint to liberate, as we say that in the collector's term, the decals again. So this helmet was once covered in dark blue paint. You will see here, you can see the two layers here, and a collector had to remove this paint so the decals are exposed again. It's a nice, honest double decal helmet, but of course a little bit tampered with by the collector. Still has the original liner inside. It's a single band aluminum liner. A nice heavily worn helmet, and a great starter helmet for a collector who needs a double decal helmet at a fair price. Making some space here. Yes. Just some small stuff here, regular stuff. A nice Luftwaffe overseas cap, original applied insignia, and a beautiful 1942 stamp inside. The wool is very soft, and if you open it like this, you can't see a lot of difference here, so you will immediately know that this cap has not been heavily worn. So it's beautiful, nearly unissued. I say nearly unissued because if you look at the front here, you see a little bit of sweat staining. Field cap, so nice. And then here a beautiful artillery visor. It's nice because it still has the saddle shape, and it appears to not have been eaten by the moths, so no knot holes, just an honest artillery visor. A great shape, and this so red piping for artillery. The liner is complete. Only the sweat diamond, of course, as most visors, is a bit damaged. Otherwise, just a beautiful piece. And you can still see here in pencil, it was size marked by the tailor. 65.5 would be the head size. So sometimes it's not always that they used ink stamps. Sometimes you will still see pencil drawings for the head sizes as well. So there we go. This is just a nice item, I think. This would be as a helmet band, so it would go around a German helmet like this, and it's for practice. So red would be the good, and yellow would be the bad guys. And it's a helmet practice band, so it would go over the helmet, and like this units could practice. So moving a little bit further in my box here. First World War, not my main specialty, but I like helmets from everywhere in the world and every era, of course. So this is a standard M1915 helmet. So these were the last spike helmets that were issued before they moved to the M16 steel helmets. So 1915, 1916. So and they became smarter during the war that a bullet would just go straight to these leather-based helmets, and then they switched to the M16 helmet. This is M15Y. You will see the pin, and all the metal parts on it are made from steel, gray coated steel, and the model before had everything in brass colors. This shield, the shield, of course, will show you from which part in Germany this guy was, and this is the Bavarian shield. So it's a Bavarian spike helmet, and it also has the Bavarian cockard, which is the white, or in this case silver and blue colors, and it has the national colors of Germany, red, white, black on the other side. It still has the original chin strap. It's something that's missing on a lot of spike helmets. And look, it still has a very nice shape. It's not been crushed or whatever. The inside shows a very nice liner and a maker mark right over there. Sometimes these maker marks will show a date as well. In this case, the date is there, not very clear, but it says 1916, I would say. So these were produced until 1916, and then were changed by these helmets. It's also size marked there, 55. You will notice that spike helmets are often small sizes, and that just because of the evolution of people, that people were not as big and tall as today, and people were just a lot smaller. So spike helmets, 55 is actually quite a normal size for a spike helmet during the First World War. So this is the M16 helmet, standard M16 helmet in green color. Has the leather pads still inside. The liner is complete. Liner has not been taken out. And just like the World War II models, sometimes these are marked as well here. I can see fate marking here, but it's sometimes hard to see because they're not well stamped as the World War II ones. It's a nice helmet because the paint is still on there, and yeah, just a nice World War I helmet. Moving on in this theme, looking for it. Here it is. So this is quite a rare helmet. So this is the M18, which is the next model, but the ear cutout. So this is the ear cutout helmet. it's super rare helmet. Were only made by the firm ET, and this one would be an example that has been reissued in the Second World War. So there's still some remains of the 2 decals that were on there, because this helmet actually has been reissued twice. Once before the war, had a decal on this side and a tricolor shield here that has been covered with field green paint during the second reissued time, and then had a new decal placed on top. But you can see by wear both decals have been worn off. And the inside shows the M31 liner, so the Second World War liner, and also a reissued stamp, putting the size here on 55. Original liner is inside, and you will still see the apple green paint from the when it was a double decal helmet peeking through as well. It is marked here ET64, I assume, but it's covered in the thick layer of paint, so not as easy to see. But these always have to be marked like this, if you because these helmets are so scarce that a lot of people make ear cutouts from helmets like this, because of course the price is a lot higher than the normal one. So you have to be careful, because these are faked as well. This is an original example. It's only the second or third time I have one in my life. So a very special example, and I will put this one for sale because I already have one in my own collection. Then, moving on for these helmets, this is quite a special piece. This is the stirnpanzer. This was actually a shield that was placed on top of the World War I helmet, so I will do it very carefully. There you go. Oh, that was not so carefully, but so there we go. And as you can see, it was made so it would fit on these lugs. That is the reason why the World War I helmets have these. They come out, so this shield could have been placed on top. The shield is in extremely good condition and still has the original paint. And a nice feature as well is, as you will see here, it has a bullet vent on the front. So this was actually made to protect the soldiers even more from for bullets. So you can imagine they came from a leather helmet where you can I don't know, pierce through a nail to a steel helmet, and then with a front plate. It's been said that these were issued for machine gunners, and these came together with a breastplate in the same type of steel. So I will just take it off gently, like this. So the inside as well shows still the original green paint, and these are always marked here with the stamping as well. But also, again, a very rare item and heavily faked as well. You will see here these lugs here. These hold a strap actually that will go around the helmet and sit tight on the helmet. But finding a shield in this pristine condition is already very difficult, and will be the first time I have this on offer on the website soon. It's very heavy as well, by the way. I think 2 or 3 kilos. This came from the same collection. I really like this helmet. It's an M35, so we will see it because of the air vents. M35 helmet. The tricolor shield has been overpainted due to regulations, and it was actually a barn found by the person that I collected this helmet. It was in France, in the region of Paris. He found the helmet himself near a local farm, and you will see as well the inside is just untouched, still has the spider webs inside. The leather is of course a bit stiff. The chin strap is still there. It's all present and it's uncleaned, which I really like. Nobody has been cleaning or putting grease on it, but the outside still looks great, I think, and it has this dusty untouched look that I really love with helmets. It's marked ET66. It has a typical ET style decal on the side here as well. It's a nice large size helmet, has the original aluminum band liner inside, so a very nice piece. So you might see this already on the back. This is quite a special item and a big one. That's why I'm putting on video as well. So this is a wall eagle, not to be confused with the train eagles we often have for sale on the website. So the train eagles, the standard aluminum pieces. This would be a desk eagle. Sometimes on period pictures you will see this hanging on the wall behind officers or high-ranking Nazi officials. It's a super nice wooden carved eagle. The details are very sharp, as you can see. It has a little bit of I think damage here, but furthermore I think it's a beautiful piece. I sold one of these before, a larger example, but this is, yeah, I think size-wise perfect if you want to have this on your wall to decorate your collection room. So the back side, as you can see, just made of wood, no particular maker markings, but the screws, as you can see, have never been loose. And this would be a typical German thing for me. This panel might have not been big enough, so they made this wing like in two panels, smaller piece and a bigger piece. Well, this is one big piece, but it's a 100% original wall eagle, and yeah, just a beautiful decorative piece for any collection, I would say. I'm just going to put this a bit out of my way. There we go. So moving on here, I'm going to show you another visor cap. So quite a rare visor cap based on the branch color. The branch color in this case is orange, and orange can mean two things. Either it is recruitment, or what I believe in this case to be a Feldgendarmerie, military police, one of the rarer colors to find for visors. Again, like I said with the artillery visor cap, a nice saddle shape and void of large mott holes. A little bit of motting here, but no major problems. And made by my favorite maker would be Erel, Robert Lupstein in Berlin. It has the green inside, which always is a little bit better because it's it's marked here Erel Extra, and then you have this green inside, which I really like. It's just a beautiful visor. It has the bullion insignias on front. Normally for an Erel you often see them as well with a vented cockard. In this case it's not a vented one, but it's a beautiful example from a very rare branch. Then here, something else. So this is SS porcelain. These were gifts that SS officers would exchange with each other, and they were actually made in, I believe, if I'm correct, concentration camps. And they are marked on the back with the SS runes here and Allah, so it's Allah porcelain. The nice thing about these two pieces, of course, is that there are no pieces missing, because we talk about very vulnerable pieces. So everything is complete, and they're colored examples. You also have these in white, but the color examples are a bit more desirable. And it's just two wonderful pieces in extremely good condition. And they will, of course, be a nice decorative item to put in your collection. I will put these on a safe spot. I have a soft flag here, so they won't break. Another nice decorative piece here is this desk eagle. So typical German desk eagle, beautiful example. It used to be totally silver, and you can still see a little bit of the silver coating here, but it has been worn off, maybe a little bit cleaned, and it has been assigned to Wanderpreis, Schützenverein. So it's a shooting prize, I would assume, that was given during the Third Reich, and yeah, it's just a beautiful example to put on your desk or collection. It's a typical standard design, and it's an original example, because of course, again, these are also heavily faked today. So what else do we have here? A little bit more helmets. Here we have a nice German helmet cover, splittertarn helmet cover. Again, an item that you will see a lot of being faked. This is the original example. The originals are always white inside, so you can use them for winter camouflage as well when you turn them around. And the material for these things is very typical, and the fakes never have this, in my opinion. The cloth is a bit ripped, as you can see, like ribbles, or I don't know the correct word, maybe in English. It's a very thick material, and it's I think it would be a water resistant material as well. You can still see the shape, the front of the German helmet here. It has been nicely worn, and of course it has a bit of wear on the edges, but it's a super nice original example. Sometimes you will see these, you have them marked as well. I believe there's a nice little stamp here, but because of the wear, of course, it's been worn off a little bit. It has the drawstring still inside, important, so you can tighten it when you put it on a German steel helmet. But because of the damages on the sides, I will not put it here. I will not do a demonstration here, because I might damage it a little bit further then. This is a helmet I used to got from the United States about 10 years ago. I sold it to a friend of me, and it came back to me just the other day. It's an original wire Luftwaffe helmet, which is already a difficult thing to find, of course. It has been found in the States 10-15 years ago during a garage sale, and it still has the single decal on the side. And it has the original wire attached. You can see some of the wires have been broken, and here on top as well you see this has been broken, but you can still see here the honey gray imprint of the wire, and the wear on the helmet as well. Even if I look closely, I might see some camouflage colors underneath the helmet, like red and green, but it's heavily worn off. And you will see here on the top, this hole is actually from a grave marker, so this helmet must have been put with a nail on a cross, as it was probably from a dead soldier from a field grave and taken away from there, most likely by an American soldier. The inside is still complete with a liner, a little bit dry, but it's all there. And for me, this is really a genuine wire helmet. These wires were of course put on the helmet so they could put leaves in front of him, and it would also break the direct light on the helmet. So it's a very special one, and for me, no doubter, one looker original wire helmet, as of course these are heavily faked using original helmets and wire and putting it together, but this for me is the correct thing, as it should be. So that was about it, the items I wanted to talk about. Then some viewers' requests. People always ask me, show me something from your collection, this and that, and I sometimes do that. But now I had a request a bit earlier from the piece behind me. I'll just stand straight. So this is actually this poster. So it's one of the pieces I have in my collection the longest. I bought it in 2003 when I was still a little boy, and I'll show you some pictures from that now. I bought a picture in Normandy when my father took me and my brother to a trip in Normandy for the first time, actually, and I was already into collecting. My brother wasn't not yet into collecting, but for him it started as well, that trip. And I bought it in the famous, for some people, famous souvenir shop in Normandy back then, in Saint-Méry-Glise. And it's the original poster from 1945, not propaganda, but a victory poster of the French, of course, where it says entre le marteau et l'enclume. It means between hammer and I don't know what this call is in English actually, but this thing, and the swastika is crushed. And for me, it actually started the interest in this poster because this is actually the first book I got where my interest in the Second World War began. I got this when I was 8 years old by the principal of my primary school, and I've read this book 1,000 times already when I was a young kid, and this poster was in there. So when I came in that shop in Normandy, I immediately recognized this poster. I was like, oh, I have to have it, and I was very proud ever since. And this poster has been in my life for a long time. and I'm happy to still own it and have it in my collection. So I would thank you again for watching my new video. We have the Houten show coming next week and the SOS show coming afterwards. I'm hoping to make some more videos about that as well. So stay tuned for more videos. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe on the videos like this. We can reach more and more collectors and people. And if you have any questions, please give me an email or a phone call. Thanks for watching and see you for the next video.